We're being brought to you by Banner Payson Medical Center, George Henry Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, At Your Service Cleaning and Tree Service, ITD Group, Computer Services, Anytime Fitness, and Hospitality Wireless. Well, good. Finally, Friday morning. It is 5 minutes past 9 o'clock. It's 75 degrees, and I don't have our nifty musical intro this morning for the hometown movie guys. Sorry. Dun, 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 and they all sound. They're just going to sit here and whine now for the next 30 minutes.
In Hawaii, we say, "Awe."
Yeah, what I say, okay.
Where's my music?
Coming along a little bit later in the hour.
Bump it a bump it a
some
bump
good
it a
news. We'll have some
bump.
other people on, and that's what are we doing? Your favorite? I got people handing me notes now. Anyway, we've got a whole bunch of interesting stuff for you this morning, and as soon as I find my notes, I'll tell you more about it. Coming up in the second half hour, Mike Kaiser is going to be with us from Choice Auto and Truck over there at 601 North V-Line Highway. They got some cool stuff going on there. But in our first half hour, as we do on Fridays, we're talking with your hometown movie guys -1. We have Tina and Andy with us in the studio. Anyone know what happened to Craig today?
No, not my turn to watch him.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Well,
No.
apparently it's someone else's responsibility today, but
Look, whose responsibility was it to get the music up?
Yeah.
that was some lackey,
A minion.
some butt dragger. I don't know. Anyway, 6 minutes past 9 o'clock, and this morning we're going to talk about the movies. First of all, playing at the Sawmill Theaters. We've got a couple of new ones that start today. And the one that I've been hearing I haven't seen a trailer to it or anything yet, but I've been hearing some really positive things. As a matter of fact, I think Mike said that he read the book called Racing in the Rain and said it was a real tearjerker. And he really liked the book. It's about a race car driver that has 3 loves of his life: his wife, their young daughter, and his best friend, which is a dog that wants to be reincarnated into a human. It's rated PG, plays at 1:15, 4:15, and 7:15. What do we know about this one so far?
Kevin Costner plays the voice of the dog.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So,
Dances with dogs.
yeah, I mean, lo how the mighty have
If you
fallen.
build
right?
it, they will come.
Yeah, that's it. But enough about my dog, Bull.
Yeah,
That sounds interesting, though.
Well, this is another kind of charming doggy movie, one that will warm your heart and irrigate your tear ducts.
And then rip your heart right out of your chest. No, did you spend a bunch of money on this?
I don't know. You know, I diligently scanned to find out if they spend any money on this, and I couldn't get a number. It's usually somewhere. Even if they don't announce, you know, sometimes the producers won't announce the numbers for their own reasons. But usually there'll be some snarky guy someplace that says, well, I found out that they spent $11 million to make this. But I don't know.
We have no snarks in the audience. That is our job.
Thank you. But it's not much. It's a low budget movie. And I would just like to point out in the genre of doggy movies, there have been 2 recent quite successful doggy movies, A Dog's Life and A Dog's Journey.
Right.
And both of them have been kind of low budget sorts of things by Hollywood standards. And both of them have been just enormously popular and successful.
Well, you know, our dogs, they become quite a member of the family. You know, if we've had them around for very long, it's a pretty traumatic thing when our dogs pass on and that kind of thing. So I think everybody's got a story about a real attachment to a dog.
Sure.
So it should be a really relatable topic.
Yeah, it took a couple of years when we lost, in the same space of a few months, we lost both of our miniature wiener dogs.
Right.
And it took us quite a while to get to the point where we could accept a new doggy into our hearts.
Yes.
But now we have Dooley.
Dooley's pretty cool.
Dooley is a nice doggy.
He's got, what, two sets of hind legs or what?
No, he's a red tick coonhound,
Ah,
and he howls.
yeah, typical hound dog.
The family that howls together stays together.
Yeah.
There you are. So anyway, the art of racing in the rain isn't really a racing movie; it's a doggy movie.
Well, that sounds interesting. Now, Tina, I know that you and Andy typically take Fridays to go watch new movies. Are you doing that today?
I'm going to look at that. I have duties to complete at the college because we're getting ready for the new year. And I just want to give a shout out to
New
my
Year doesn't
boss.
start until January.
No, the new school year.
Oh, okay.
And my boss at the college, she walks on water as far as I'm concerned, and I owe her to do what I said I would do because, you know, I don't want to cause ripples.
It's always good to do what you say you're
Yeah.
gonna do, especially when it comes to your boss.
Yeah, and you know, everybody in the office wants me to get over there and get her done. So,
Get her done.
Yeah.
All right, well,
And,
what,
and she's a nice lady. I won a bunch of boodle from her at the Chamber of Commerce luncheon the other day.
Oh,
I got,
really?
oh yeah, I got a really cool water bottle with the logo on it, and I got a sweatshirt, a hoodie sweatshirt, and a pair of sweatpants with
Wow.
the logo on it.
Yeah,
Yep.
aren't you the
I've won the
special
drawing.
this will
one?
be real handy in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already worn the pants around a little bit.
It's a good time,
Yeah, but
time to sweat.
I do want to see this, and at the same time, I hate when I cry in the theater, and I do this quite often, Andy can attest to that. And this promises to be, you know, one of those where I'm just, not just, you know, tears rolling down the face, but bawling my eyes out in the front row, and people walking by going, oh, poor thing.
And I don't care because it's dark and
You cry during commercials.
Yeah.
I've seen you cry though.
yeah, oh yeah.
I've heard
And
the snuffles.
if I go to see this, I will wear long sleeves.
So if you're thinking about, you know, matter of fact, we just had a winner of a couple of movie passes here a little bit ago. She wasn't sure, you know, she wasn't into the, you know, the sci-fi movies and the kid flicks and stuff, but this might be a perfect choice for you. The Art of Racing in the Rain starts today. Again, plays at 1:15, 4:15, and 7:15. Another new start today is Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Now, and this is a takeoff of Dora the Explorer, right?
Correct.
And which was an animated thing. However, this is live action with real people and stuff. Dora, a teenage explorer, leads her friends on an adventure to save her parents and solve the mystery behind a lost city of gold. Rated PG, plays at 1, 4, and 7. What do we know about this one?
$49 million budget. This is odd, and maybe Tina really is an expert on movie stuff because she studied it. But the director's a guy named James Dobin, and he's most famous for directing Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Oh yeah, didn't that tank?
Yes.
In a word?
Yeah, no, it was a major tank.
Yeah, it was.
I was thinking it was going to be something kind of like, you know, Fantasia, where like, you know, some like, hey dude type people would show up and you know, maybe eat a lot of Twinkies and enjoy the movie, but it wasn't even really that.
Or hearing
that-
Gracie Slick sing
Yeah.
White Rabbit.
White Rabbit, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it was a Johnny Depp movie, another Johnny Depp
Yeah.
flop, and yet they hired him. It would seem to me that if you lose a whole pile of money for your producers, that you know, your days would be doomed
Yeah,
in Hollywood, but not the case.
That's Hollywood though, you know, come on.
I guess.
It's different from real life.
Don't confuse us with reality.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Horror.
But I'm anxious to see it because it has my favorite actor of all time, Michael Pena, plays.
Wait a minute, last week Brad Pitt was your favorite actor of all time.
Well, it's been 7 days. Come
Yeah,
on.
That's true.
I'm allowed to change my mind once in a while.
So now, do you have a movie that you're thinking about watching today, Andy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Dora the Explorer.
Oh, all right. And
I give it the kind of the Bronx, it's Dora the Explorer.
Dora,
the Explorer.
the Explorer.
Yeah,
So it rhymes.
That's right. And it's kind of like Limu Emu. That's a whole nother commercial. I still can't get over that.
But
And
Mike-
Doug.
But Michael Pena is a
He is good.
very accomplished actor. He can do anything, but what I appreciate him the most for is his comic ability. He's got a continuing role in the Ant-Man movies, and he's just hilarious.
Right.
Mhm.
Wow.
But he can be a tough guy, he can be
Yeah,
anything.
he also starred as that drug enforcement agent, a DEA agent, who got murdered by the Mexican mafia. There's a series on Netflix, and
Oh.
we saw it, and he is just riveting. Yeah.
So is Dora the
Yeah, I can't
Explorer,
remember the
is
name
that
of
that
it.
when you finally break away from the college and everything, is that the one you're looking at, or are you thinking about Racing in the Rain?
I don't know, I might have to flip a coin or decide whether I want to be in the same theater as Andy or not.
Oh.
Yes.
Film at 11. All right, and now there's some other movies that are still playing there. Chance for you to see those before they're gone. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more on that. And if you have a comment or question, we'd invite your phone calls as well this morning at 474-2427. Back with more on Rim Country Forum right after this.
Honey, who would you to clean our house?
Which gives you a minute and 30 seconds to find our
After
music.
service, cleaning
Yeah.
and tree service.
Play it after
You know, I
the
could probably do that.
Yeah.
I'd do anything to quiet him down. Let's see.
Yes, your favorite blackmailer, right? We know where you live, across the creek.
Sad but true.
Let's
Let's see here.
Plus, call it off and we're both
Ah.
fire certified. Call at your
What time-
service cleaning and tree service,
I have to
928-970-2084.
go. You know, I just got a cancellation of
Licensed, bonded, insured,
something happening this
dependable,
afternoon. I'm
friendly,
actually
and affordable,
glad
with
because
discounted rates for
I need to
seniors
get
and
this.
veterans. Write it down, 970-2084.
Sure, you're gonna
At
be
your
over there
service,
at the
cleaning and tree
Buffalo
service.
Bar. Shots, I know you.
Yeah, dancing on the tables.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
why not?
asking for dollar bills. Give to the cellulite.
Commercial driveways, private roads,
I don't know.
and parking
And I
lots.
should take my dog to
H&H
that.
Paving brings unparalleled knowledge and experience to your
Oh,
next
yeah,
paving
yeah.
So,
project.
speaking
Call
of,
Richard
speaking
Herrera.
This is gonna come as a shock, but I'm really glad it's Friday.
You say that every week, I wonder why.
For a free estimate.
There is a pattern
Call
for me
Rim
here.
Country, H&H Paving, 928.
I knew, I changed my face.
7663.
It seems like most of your friends on Facebook get kicked off Facebook on a routine basis.
Robinson in jail. My little Hawaii redhead, you met her. I mean,
Oh, she saying naughty things about naughty people?
She said something about Tommy Robinson. Yeah.
Who's Tommy Robinson?
The guy in England who's in jail for speaking out against Islam,
Oh, right.
against the grooming gangs who were raping girls for 14 years.
Are you tired of
But hey, other than that, pretty fun people.
connection?
Yeah, England is
England's gone.
odd,
England's
odd
gone.
that what they are allowed to do in terms of free speech.
They're toast. They have no bill of rights.
Well, and then their whole, Brexit thing with the new prime minister. I mean,
Oh, I love Boris.
it's interesting to watch. He's kind of a strange British version of Trump, it seems.
He is, he's a blonde.
He's got funky hair and everything, yeah.
Always trying to get somebody on a toll-free number.
Funky is a technical term we often use here.
The real problem is they don't have,
Text messages.
even if they had a Bill of Rights, it's issued by government, not by God.
Yes.
Exactly.
Our service for
Yeah, and it was not
And government can
informed
withdraw it.
pre the government.
Yeah, there's a difference between having rights from God guaranteed by government and rights awarded at the whim of the government.
Privileges.
Privileges, right.
Privileges, different word.
Hospitality Wireless.
And now trying to make up for missing their musical intro, so these guys will finally quit whining. It's Friday, it's your hometown movie guys. Tina, Andy are here. Craig said, I ain't doing that this week, I'm out of here.
And if you're tuning in now,
That's
it's
right, I don't
not
have your
9
microphone on
o'clock.
yet, we're just enjoying the music. All right, now you can speak.
I've perked up.
Okay. You're perky again, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Randy.
but really.
That is a lovely introduction.
We've decided not to have you executed.
Oh, gosh, I feel so fortunate suddenly. Hey, we were talking about, at the Sawmill Theater's new movie starting today, Dora and the Lost City of Gold at 1, 4, and 7 o'clock. Also, The Art of Racing in the Rain, that nice dog movie there.
With Kevin Costner as the voice of the dog.
Rough. It's rated PG, plays at 1:15, 4:15, and 7:15. But now there's 3 movies that continue to play at the Sawmill Theaters. Hobbs and Shaw, that's the next installment of the Fast and Furious franchise. Lawman Luke Hobbs and outcast Deckard Shaw form an unlikely alliance when cyber-genetically enhanced villains threaten the future of humanity. Sounds intense. It's rated PG-13, plays at 1:30, 4:30, and 7:30. Has anyone seen this one yet?
Yep, I have.
And your thoughts?
Oh, this is just really fun. That's it's a Fast and Furious movie, and they, as an extra bonus, you get Idris Elba, who's my current favorite actor of all time.
Because it's been almost 5 minutes since you announced your last one.
That's right.
So, but there's a lot of comedy rolled into this too, right?
Yeah, it's quips and just absurd stunts, and as you would expect with a Fast and Furious movie.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun. They spent $200 million making this thing, And
200 million. Wow.
and they spent it all on,
Destroying things.
on destroying things, yeah.
Special effect. Now, this is probably going to come as a surprise to Tina, because I know she's a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, but some people are saying that this is kind of a departure from reality.
No. Jump back.
Yeah, really knocked
Seriously?
me over with a feather, right?
Yeah, but it's the
But you thought it was pretty fun, Andy.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's not at all serious, it's just some, lots and lots of big loud noises and stuff getting wrecked. It's cool.
If I wanted that, I'd just go home.
Cool, man.
Well, now, one of the others that's playing, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a fated television actor and his stunt double strive to achieve fame and success in the film industry during the final years of Hollywood's golden age in 1969 Los Angeles. It's rated R, plays at 1, 4:15, and 7:30. And how's this been doing?
It's doing okay. They,
That
in
sounded
my-
less than enthusiastic.
well, in my opinion, they let the budget run away with them.
Yeah, well, I can agree with that.
Yeah, they spent $190 million to make it.
And it's a Tarantino, and I mean, I've been sort of, you know, polling people informally whenever I get a chance to say, hey, you should really go see this. Andy doesn't think so, but I think so. And I've talked to people who, yes, oh, I loved it, I'm going to see it again, and nah, I don't like it. So it is a Tarantino, and that's usually the reaction to Tarantino. And this is no exception. I loved it, of course, I would have given it 6 saw blades.
But Andy doesn't let you play with those.
My curmudgeon friend over here, yeah.
And how many saw blades would you throw at that? Andy?
I give it 4.
4, so
yeah.
that's not bad.
Yeah, we do have briefly a caller on the line. Shall we
We hope.
take a stab at that?
22 minutes
Oh,
past
come
the
on,
hour.
you could lose him.
Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning.
Oh, snap.
Some truth there, because, you know, reality itself is strange enough. But good point. Your point well taken. And I'll now hang up on it.
Caller, thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Thank
He's absolutely right, though. They are supposed to be a departure from reality, because reality, basically, in and of itself, kind of sucks. Speaking of a departure from reality, The Lion King, rounding out the choices at the Sawmill Theaters. After the murder of his father, a young lion flees his kingdom, only to learn the true meaning of responsibility and bravery. Now, this plays at 1, 4, and 7. And I know last week they were playing all of these in 2D and 3D. Is that still going on this week? Do we know?
Not sure.
But
No.
now, and have you both seen The Lion Kingdom?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I cried, no surprise,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
So it was.
I didn't cry because
He didn't cry, but he looked over at me and said, are you crying?
No, he was too busy laughing at you to cry, right?
Yeah.
well, I'd seen the previous Lion King,
As had I.
The animated.
the
Yes.
animated version. So
Well, this is
I
animated
was-
too, but it's far more realistically animated.
It's that real life, you know, parallel universe animation.
Right.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
So, but you liked it?
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's almost frame for frame duplication of the traditional animation.
Same music?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but pumped up. Remember, we talked about Hans Zimmer, and Hans Zimmer is he is my favorite, and I won't change. Movie composer. He's just, he's brilliant. And he did a beautiful job of the score in adding to the original, which was wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
And for which Elton John won the
Yes.
Academy Award.
Yes,
Right.
sir. And well deserved.
And well deserved, yeah.
On the Circle of Life was the cut that I think he got that for, wasn't it?
I believe, I don't know, I mean, he did the whole, he and, what's his face did the score, can't remember. You know that guy, what's his face?
Yes.
Yeah.
Him.
Bernie Taupin?
It wasn't Bernie.
No.
No, it was somebody else.
No. In any case, this is, they call it hyper-realistic animation. And it's, of course, it's done by computers, but it's almost indistinguishable from real life. So you have,
You quickly get immersed, believing that, you know, these animals can talk, and this is all, you know, a departure from reality.
yeah.
It's a little scary real.
Thank you,
I mean,
Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are just about at the point where we'll be seeing new John Wayne movies.
Oh, wow, with John Wayne actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
reproduced with computer generated.
Yeah, it's just about there.
Well, we saw it in Star Wars with Princess Leia, even after she had passed away, and then also the commander of the Empire, whatever his name was, the old guy that in the original thing who passed away a number of years ago. He was
Graham Tarkin,
Oh,
Moth or something.
whatever his name was.
sorry.
He's a
I
bad
should
dude.
know, but I don't.
Anyway, getting back to the Lion King.
I loved it.
Over $1 billion.
That they've generated so far.
Yeah, $1,200,000,000. And one of the things we mention once in a while is sometimes these movies will generate many, even a huge blockbuster like Lion King will generate even more in toys and
Oh, makes
merchandise
sense.
and, little figurines and, gimcracks of one sort or another.
Gimcracks?
Yes, it's an antique word meaning little
Ah.
tchotchkes.
Like tchotchkes.
It's just, not to be confused with your chonies, but very interesting. It's true, you learn something new every day.
Well, we try, and you think that by our age we'd be pretty smart, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The pro-
We also lose a little bit every day.
Yeah, you didn't need those brain cells in
Yeah,
there,
that's
right?
right, that's right. Enough about the 70s.
But Lion King is, hugely successful and something that is enjoyable for the whole family. The grown-ups can go and watch. Boy, that looks like a real lion, doesn't it?
I've seen the trailer, and it does, it is really astonishing how
It's
realistic
It's
they can
really
make it.
beautiful. I really hope people will go see it.
And it's rated PG, so it's good for the whole family. Plays at 1, 4, and 7. And again, at least last week, they were doing all of those in 2D and 3D, and I don't know if that's still going on this week. But hey, we got enough time for another call. Let's take one real quick. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Or something like that.
Some.
daughter, who is like Randy's kids' age, took her family to see it, and she said, yeah, it was really good, but still not as good as the first one.
Oh, interesting.
And that's Andy.
Yeah, and I would certainly agree with your grandkids.
So the,
Your daughter, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know this, my darling, yes. Yes, and elsewhere.
all right. I'm just not wanting to find out at all what the British suggest when you maybe had Taco Bell for lunch yesterday. But it's a whole other issue for another talk show.
Ooh, hasty pudding.
That's right. I like that, that works.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the
Right.
Tarantino movie,
Right?
Yeah.
R-rated,
Mhm.
and I thought that the acting in this movie was absolutely exceptional.
Yes.
Sometimes you get a movie, and I think Lincoln for me was another aspect of this phenomena where every single actor does better than his best.
You're talking about Daniel Day-Lewis in
yeah.
his portrayal of Lincoln.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis could make Captain Crunch seem believable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that guy he definitely
He's
is
amazing.
quite the amazing actor, yeah.
Yeah.
But the acting in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is what makes the movie interesting for me. Certainly making light of horrible movies or murders is not much fun for me.
Sure, but Brad Pitt and
Leonardo.
Leonardo DiCaprio, I mean,
Yes.
those are some big name actors, so apparently you're pretty pleased with the caliber of work that they did.
Spectacular.
Wow,
Yes.
very interesting.
And by the way, real quick, we voted for the classic movie of next month. It's
Yeah.
going to be Legends of the Fall, talking about
Ooh.
Kleenex and weeping, and that is Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins and Aidan Quinn.
Wow.
So, good stuff. I don't
think
know.
I think you need to go maybe with some more serious stuff, like
That's
maybe
a-
Monty
that's a-
Python and the Holy Grail or something like that. Anyway, we appreciate you tuning in this morning. You can always find out what's playing at the Sawmill Theaters by going online to sawmilltheaters.com, or you can give them a call at 602-377-0719. Special thanks to our movie guys, and my apologies for the delayed musical fanfare.
Yeah, well,
but,
don't let it happen.
yeah, we'll work on that. And coming up in the next half hour, because the first half hour was so much fun, we have Mike Kaiser with Choice Auto and Truck. That's that new place. Used to be Checker Auto Parts a long time ago, but now it's a really interesting auto and truck dealership at 601 North Beeline Highway. We're going to find out some pretty exciting stuff that they've got going on coming up next.
Woohoo!